Archaic translation by H. T. Francis and R. A. Neil. Jataka number 403. Aṭṭhisena-Jātaka. Aṭṭhisena, many beggars, etc. The master told this when living in the shrine called Agalava near Alavi, concerning the regulations for the building of cells. The occasion was told in the Manikanta birth above. The master addressed the brethren, saying, Brethren, formerly before Buddha was born in the world, monks of other ascetic paths, even though offered their choice by kings, never asked for alms, holding that begging from others was not agreeable or pleasant, and so he told the tale of old time. Once upon a time when Brahmadatta was reigning in Benares, the bodhisattva was born in a Brahmin household in a certain village, and they called his name young Aṭṭhisena. When he grew up, he learned all the arts at Taxila, and afterwards seeing the misery of desires he took the religious life, and reaching the higher faculties and attainments, he lived long in the Himalaya. Then coming down among men to get salt and vinegar, he reached Benares, and after staying in a garden he came begging next day to the king's court. The king, being pleased with his look and manner, sent for him, and set him on a seat on the terrace, giving him good food. Then receiving his thanks he was pleased, and taking a promise made the bodhisattva dwell in the royal garden, and went to wait on him 2 or 3 times each day. One day, being pleased with his preaching of the law, he gave him a choice, saying, Tell me whatever you desire, beginning from my kingdom. The bodhisattva did not say, Give me so and so. Others ask for whatever they desire, saying, Give me this, and the king gives it, if not attached to it. One day the king thought, Other suitors and monks ask me to give them so and so. But the noble Aṭṭhisena, ever since I offered him a choice, asks for nothing. He is wise and skillful in clever means. I will ask him. So one day after the early meal he sat on one side, and asking him as to the cause of other men's making suits and his own making none, he spoke the first stanza. Aṭṭhisena, many beggars, though they're strangers utterly, crowd to me with their petitions. Why have you no suit to me? Hearing him the bodhisattva spoke the second stanza. Neither suitor, nor rejector of a suit, can pleasant be. That's the reason, be not angry, why I have no suit to you. Hearing his words the king spoke 3 stanzas. He who lives by suing, and has not at proper season sued, makes another fall from merit, fails to gain a livelihood. He who lives by suing, and has sure at proper season sued, makes another man win merit, gains himself a livelihood. Men of wisdom are not angry when they see the suitors crowd. Speak, my holy friend. The boon you askest never can be wrong. So the bodhisattva, even though given the choice of the kingdom, made no suit. When the king's wish had been so expressed, the bodhisattva to show him the priest's way said, O great king, these suits are preferred by men of worldly desires and householders, not by priests. From their ordination priests must have a pure life unlike a householder. And so showing the priest's way, he spoke the 6th stanza. Sages never make petitions, worthy laymen should know. Silent stands the noble suitor. Sages make petition so. The king hearing the bodhisattva's words said, Sir, if a wise attendant of his own knowledge gives what should be given to his friend, so I give to you such and such a thing, and so he spoke the 7th stanza. Brahmin, I offer you 1,000 cows. Red cows, and hard-working, the leader of the herd. Hearing but now those generous deeds of yours, I too in turn to generous deeds am stirred. When he said this, the bodhisattva refused, saying, Great king, I took the religious life free from defilement. I have no need of cows. The king dwelling by his advice, doing alms and other good works, he became destined for heaven, and not falling away from his meditation, was born in the Brahma world. After the lesson, the master explained the truths and identified the birth. After the truths many were established in the fruition of the first path. At that time the king was Ananda, Aṭṭhisena was myself. Source. Adapted from archaic translation by H. T. Francis and R. A. Neil. Jataka number 404. Copy Jataka. Let not the wise man, etc. The master told this tale while living in Jataka monastery, concerning Devdatta being swallowed up by the earth. Finding that the brethren were talking about this in the hall of truth, he said, Devdatta has not been destroyed with his company now for the first time. He was destroyed before, and he told an old tale. Once upon a time when Brahmadatta was king in Benares, the bodhisattva was born in the womb of a monkey, and lived in the king's garden with a group of attendants of 500 monkeys. Devdatta was also born in the womb of a monkey, and lived there also with a group of attendants of 500 monkeys. Then one day when the king's family priest had gone to the garden, bathed and adorned himself, one tricky monkey going ahead of him sat above the gateway arch of the garden, and let excrement fall on the priest's head as he went out. When the priest looked up, he let it fall again in his mouth. The priest turned back, saying in threat to the monkeys, "Very well, I shall know how to deal with you," and went away after washing. They told the bodhisattva that he had been angry and threatened the monkeys. He made announcement to the 1,000 monkeys, "It is not well to dwell near the habitation of the angry. Let the whole troop of monkeys flee and go elsewhere." A disobedient monkey took his own group of attendants and did not flee, saying, "I will see about it afterwards." The bodhisattva took his own group of attendants and went to the forest. One day a female slave pounding rice had put some rice out in the sun and a goat was eating it. Getting a blow with a torch and running away on fire, he was rubbing himself on the wall of a grass hut near an elephant stable. The fire caught the grass hut and from it the elephant stable. In it the elephants' backs were burnt, and the elephant doctors were attending the elephants. The family priest was always going about watching for an opportunity of catching the monkeys. He was sitting in attendance on the king, and the king said, "Sir, many of our elephants have been injured, and the elephant doctors do not know how to cure them. Do you know any remedy?" "I do, great king." "What is it?" "Monkey's fat, great king." "How shall we get it?" "There are many monkeys in the garden." The king said, "Kill monkeys in the garden and get their fat." The archers went and killed 500 monkeys with arrows. One old monkey fled although wounded by an arrow, and though he did not fall on the spot, fell when he came to the bodhisattva's place of dwelling. The monkeys said, "He has died when he reached our place of dwelling," and told the bodhisattva that he was dead from a wound he had got. He came and sat down among the assembly of monkeys, and spoke these stanzas by way of advising the monkeys with the advice of the wise, which is men living near their enemies perish in this way. Let not the wise man dwell where dwells his rival. One night, 2 nights, so near will bring him suffering. A fool's arrival to all who trust his word. One monkey brought distress on all the herd. A foolish chief, wise in his own conceit, comes ever, like this monkey, to defeat. A strong fool is not good to guard the herd. Curse to his family, like the decoy bird. One strong and wise is good the herd to guard. Like Indra to the gods, his family's reward. Who virtue, wisdom, learning, did possess. His deeds himself and other men will bless. Therefore virtue, knowledge, learning, and himself let him regard. Either be a lonely saint or over the flock keep watch and ward. So the bodhisattva, becoming king of monkeys, explained the way of learning the discipline. After the lesson, the master identified the birth. At that time the disobedient monkey was Devdatta, his troop was Devdatta's company and the wise king was myself. Source. Adapted from archaic translation by H. T. Francis and R. A. Neil. Jataka number 405. Baka-Brahma-Jātaka. 70-2, etc. The master told this tale while living in Jataka monastery, concerning the Brahma Baka. In him a false view arose, namely, this present existence is perpetual, permanent, eternal, unchanging. Apart from it there is no salvation or release at all. In a former birth this Brahma had once practiced meditation, so he was born in the Vibhuphala heaven. Having spent there an existence of 500 kalpas, he was born in the Subhakana heaven. After 64 kalpas there he passed and was born in the Abhasara heaven, where existence is for 8 kalpas. It was there that this false teaching arose in him. He forgot that he had passed from higher Brahmaloka heavens and had been born in that heaven, and perceiving neither of these things had taken up the false view. The Lord, understanding his thoughts, as easily as a strong man can extend his bent arm or bend his extended arm, disappearing from Jetavana monastery, appeared in that Brahmaloka. The Brahma, seeing the Lord, said, "Come here, my Lord." "Welcome, my Lord. It is a long time, my Lord, since you have taken this opportunity, even for coming here. This world, my Lord, is perpetual, it is permanent, it is eternal, it is absolute, it is unchanging. This world is not born, it decays not, it dies not, it passes not away, it is not born again. Apart from this world there is no other salvation beyond." When this was said, the Lord said to Baka the Brahma, "Baka the Brahma has come to ignorance. He has come to ignorance, when he will say that a thing which is not permanent is permanent, and so on, and that there is no other salvation apart from this when there is another salvation." Hearing this the Brahma thought, "This one presses me hard, finding out exactly what I say, and as a timid thief, after receiving a few blows, says, 'Am I the only thief? So and so and so and so are thieves too,' showing his associates." So he, in fear of the Lord's questioning, showing that others were his associates, spoke the first stanza. 72. O Gautam, are we righteous and great, from birth and age we're free. Our heaven is wisdom's home, there's nothing above. And many others will this view approve. Hearing his words, the master spoke the second stanza. Short your existence in this world. It is wrong, Baka, to think existence here is long. 100,000 eons past and gone. All your existence well to me is known. Hearing this, Baka spoke the third stanza. Of wisdom infinite, O Lord, am I. Birth, age, and sorrow, all beneath me lie. What should I do with good works, long ago? Yet tell me something, Lord, that I should know. Then the Lord, explaining and showing him things of past time, spoke 4 stanzas. To many a man of old you gave drink. For thirst and parching drought ready to sink. That virtuous deed of yours so long ago. Remembering, as if waked from sleep, I know. By Eni's bank you set the people free. When chained and held in close captivity. That virtuous deed of yours so long ago. Remembering, as if waked from sleep, I know. By Ganges stream the man you did set free. Whose boat was seized by Naga, cruelly. Lusting for flesh, and save him mightily. That virtuous deed of yours, so long ago. Remembering, as if waked from sleep, I know. And I was Kappa your disciple true. Your wisdom and your virtues all I knew. And now those deeds of yours so long ago. Remembering, as if waked from sleep, I know. Hearing his own deeds from the master's discourse, Baka gave thanks and spoke this last stanza. You knowest every life that has been mine. Buddha you are, all wisdom sure is yours. And sure your glorious majesty and state. Even this Brahma world illuminate. So the master, making known his quality as Buddha and explaining the law, explained on the truths. At the end the thoughts of 10,000 Brahmas were freed from attachments and sins. So the Lord became the refuge of many Brahmas, and going back from Brahmaloka to Jetavana monastery preached the righteous path in the way described and identified the birth. At that time Baka the Brahma was the ascetic Kesava, Kappa the disciple was myself.